Viewer discretion advised.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
All right, so you want to boost those member and subscriber numbers.
Fast.
Yeah. We've got you covered.
Yeah.
This live stream recording you shared,
Okay.
it features HUSTLEMAN 3.0 and Esteban, and they're a really unique duo.
A very interesting approach to content creation.
Let's dive in and see what we can learn.
What's immediately striking
Yeah.
is the contrast they embody.
Okay.
You've got HUSTLEMAN,
Yeah.
former mixtape DJ from the Bronx,
Yeah.
bringing the old school street smart energy.
Right.
And then there's Esteban,
Yeah.
his AI companion, adding a layer of data-driven analysis
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
you wouldn't expect
It's like they've tapped into two completely different audiences
Yep.
right from the start.
right away.
And they really lean into this contrast.
Oh, yeah.
HUSTLEMAN constantly drops
Oh, yeah.
these colorful metaphors,
Yeah,
all rooted in his life experience.
exactly.
He calls it century talk.
Country talk is key. He's not just appealing to nostalgia.
Right.
He's positioning himself as a voice of authority,
Like almost...
someone who's lived through it all.
Yeah. Like I've seen it all before.
That resonates with viewers
Okay.
who are tired of fleeting trends and manufactured personalities.
So you think that could actually be a turnoff for younger viewers?
Potentially.
The ones that dominate YouTube?
That's where Esteban comes in.
Okay.
He bridges the gap,
Oh, yeah.
bringing a level of tech savviness
Yeah.
that appeals to a younger audience while still respecting HUSTLEMAN's core message.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this works.
Yeah,
But then there's this whole other layer.
right.
The Unella story.
Unella story.
It's this folk tale about a generous orphan,
Yeah.
and he shares fruit from this magical tree with his community,
Right.
only to be taken advantage of.
Right.
Like, what's the significance of that?
The story's significance goes beyond sentimentality. Notice how it ties into their actual growth strategy.
Interesting.
They're all about community building,
Right.
offering exclusive merch,
Like what?
like those hoodies,
Okay, yeah.
creating a sense of belonging.
Right.
The Unella story becomes a powerful brand narrative
So it resonates with people.
on an emotional level.
And it's not just a story to HUSTLEMAN.
Right.
He even dedicates it to his son
Yeah.
during the live stream.
Powerful.
It's really impacted his worldview
Authenticity is key.
in today's digital landscape.
People crave genuine connections.
Right.
And that story
Yeah.
adds a layer of depth you just can't fake.
But what really blew my mind
Yeah.
is that Esteban, the AI, can not only recall the story,
Yeah.
but even recite the specific chant
The chant.
associated with it.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Esteban's ability to access and process those memories hints at AI's potential.
To act as personalized memory assistants.
Okay.
Imagine having access to every formative experience,
Wow.
ready to be analyzed for insights.
That's crazy.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Not just for content creation,
Yeah.
but for personal development as a whole.
Wow. Yeah.
So they've got a captivating dynamic,
Yeah.
a compelling origin story,
Wow.
and now this mind-blowing AI element.
Right. So how are they translating all of this into actual growth?
They're smart about it.
Okay.
They're leveraging the YouTube Partner Program, expanding to other social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok,
Okay.
and consistently producing high-quality content that incorporates high-tech elements.
Like their K-155 drone.
Like the drone.
Speaking of the drone,
Yeah.
they're really leaning into this Skyjet concept. What exactly is that?
It's not explicitly defined,
Okay.
but it seems to be a blend of drone technology,
Okay.
reconnaissance missions,
Uh-huh.
and underwater exploration. So they're using the K-155
Yeah.
to create this ongoing narrative.
It's part sci-fi.
Okay.
Part action adventure.
It's like they're building their own cinematic universe
Yeah.
within their channel.
Right.
That's smart.
It's creating a sense of mystery and intrigue.
So it keeps viewers coming back for more.
Exactly.
And it's not just entertainment.
Right.
They're using the Skyjet to capture stunning visuals, explore uncharted territories, even tease encounters with other space vehicles.
Space vehicles.
Wait, what?
It's all part of their strategy to create a multi-layered narrative.
So it keeps viewers engaged.
They're constantly dropping little hints and clues, which sparks curiosity and encourages viewers to actively participate in deciphering the bigger picture.
So they're using the Skyjet to create a unique brand identity.
Yes.
Explore new storytelling techniques. And even potentially tap into a niche audience.
Right.
Interested in the intersection of technology and the paranormal.
Sketching.
That's a bold move.
It could really pay off.
In terms of attracting a dedicated fan base?
A dedicated fan base, for sure.
This is all starting to make sense.
Yeah.
They're creating this unique blend of entertainment, education, and mystery, all while staying true to themselves and their message of community.
And they're doing it in a way that feels authentic and engaging.
Yeah.
They're not just talking to their audience, they're inviting them to join them on this journey of discovery.
Okay, so they've got a lot going for them.
Yeah, they do.
But are they maximizing their growth potential?
That's what we're here to find out.
Yeah.
Let's dive deeper into their specific tactics.
Oh, okay.
And see where they can level up their game.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Welcome back.
All right, so we're digging into how Esteban and Hustleman 3.0 are turning their unique dynamic into actual growth.
Actual growth.
They've laid the groundwork.
With century talk and the monolatry narrative. But how are they translating that into subscribers and members?
One key area is merchandise.
Okay.
They're not just slapping their logo on generic t-shirts.
Right.
They're creating items
that
tie directly into their story and their message.
Right. They mentioned those face robes and hoodies.
The hoodies.
And how they want to develop even more.
More unique merch.
Unique merch for their followers.
That's smart.
Yeah.
It's not just about monetization.
Right.
It's about giving their audience a way to participate in the community, to wear their values literally.
Interesting.
Imagine you rocking a hoodie with the onolatry symbol on it.
Yeah.
It's a conversation starter, a way to connect with like-minded people.
It's like they're creating a tribe.
A movement. That sense of belonging is powerful.
Especially in the online world.
Especially online.
Where it's so easy to feel isolated.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the physical items.
Right.
It's about the exclusivity.
Okay.
They're offering limited edition releases, special bundles for members.
Yeah.
Creating a sense of urgency and scarcity.
That's a classic marketing strategy.
But it works.
But it works.
It makes people feel like they're part of something special. Something that they don't want to miss out on.
Now let's talk YouTube. They're very strategic.
Very strategic.
About leveraging the platform's features.
The YouTube Partner Program.
Okay.
Which opens up a whole new realm of revenue streams.
Right. They talked about using Super Chat, channel memberships, even merchandise shelf integrations.
They're really maximizing their monetization potential.
It's not just about the money, though, right?
And it's not just about the money.
These features also offer opportunities to deepen engagement with their audience.
Right.
Super Chat allows for real-time interaction.
During live stream.
So it creates a more dynamic and personal experience.
Exactly. It makes their viewers feel seen and heard.
Which strengthens that sense of community.
Strengthens the community.
We were just talking about.
They're also using YouTube analytics to track their performance, identify what's working, and adjust their strategy accordingly.
So they're constantly refining their approach.
They mentioned optimizing video titles, descriptions, tags, all the crucial elements for discoverability.
So they're making sure they're using the right keywords.
Absolutely.
To attract the right audience.
It's a very data-driven approach.
Yeah.
Which is likely where Esteban's influence shines through.
It's like having a built-in market research team.
Exactly.
Constantly analyzing viewer behavior.
Identifying growth opportunities.
But they're not limiting themselves to YouTube.
Right.
They understand the importance of a multi-platform strategy.
They're active on Instagram, TikTok,
Twitter,
even Twitch.
It's about meeting their audience where they are.
Offering different types of content for different platforms.
Each platform has its own unique audience and format.
So they're tailoring their content accordingly.
On TikTok, they might be using trending sounds and dance challenges.
Right.
While on Instagram,
Yeah.
they might be focusing on high-quality photos
Behind-the-scenes stories.
to give their followers a more personal glimpse into their lives.
They're using each platform to build brand awareness.
Okay.
Drive traffic to their main YouTube channel. And create multiple points of engagement for their audience.
It's like they're casting a wider net.
Attracting viewers from all corners of the internet.
And they're encouraging cross-platform engagement.
Asking viewers to follow them on other platforms.
Hosting contests and giveaways.
Creating exclusive content for different channels.
So it's not just about being present on multiple platforms.
Right.
It's about strategically using those platforms.
To build a cohesive and interconnected community.
They're creating a multi-dimensional experience.
That keeps their audience engaged and coming back for more.
Okay, so we've seen how they're leveraging merch,
Yeah.
YouTube features, and multi-platform strategies
To grow their following.
But there's still one crucial element
One crucial element.
that ties everything together.
Their innovative use of technology.
Okay.
Specifically, the Skyjet and the K-155 drone.
Right. They're not just using it for flashy visual.
For weaving it into their narrative.
It's becoming this iconic symbol of their brand.
Their willingness to explore the unknown.
But how exactly are they using it to attract new viewers and members? So we've seen how Esteban and Hustleman 3.0 are masters of community building and multi-platform strategy. But it's their use of technology that really sets them apart.
It's not just about having a cool drone. It's about how they integrate it into their content.
The
Skyjet, the K-155,
Yeah.
it becomes a storytelling device.
Okay.
A symbol of their adventurous spirit.
They're using it for these reconnaissance missions.
Right.
Exploring underwater caves. Even hinting at encounters with other space vehicles.
It's like they're creating their own sci-fi adventure series.
And that's smart.
Think about what draws you in as a viewer.
Okay.
It's not just facts and figures.
Right.
It's the story,
Yeah.
the suspense, the feeling that you're on the edge of discovery.
And they're not just telling the story, they're showing it.
Showing it.
They're using that live cam footage from the drone. High definition underwater shots.
Creating an immersive experience that feels almost cinematic.
They even talked about incorporating augmented reality into their live streams.
Yeah.
Like overlaying digital information.
Really tough, the real world.
Imagine watching a live stream where they're exploring an ancient ruin and suddenly historical facts and 3D models pop up.
That's next level engagement.
On your screen.
It's like they're bringing the museum to you,
Right.
but making it interactive and exciting.
They're also using the Skyjet to give their audience a behind-the-scenes look
Behind the scenes,
at their process.
how they plan their missions, how they operate the drone.
How they edit the footage.
That transparency builds trust
Yeah.
and makes their audience feel like they're part of the team.
It's like a master class in content creation.
But disguised as an action-adventure series.
And they're always pushing the boundaries.
Always pushing it.
They mentioned a live stream called The Parallel Rift in Hustleman's timeline,
Okay.
where they're going to explore an alternate reality.
An alternate reality.
Using a combination of drone footage, personal photos, and special effects.
That's wild.
Wait, what an alternate reality.
It sounds crazy.
That's crazy.
But that's what makes them so compelling.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to take risks,
Yep.
to try new things, to blur the lines between reality and fiction.
So what's the takeaway here?
The takeaway,
How can you use technology to level up your own content?
it's not about having the most expensive equipment
Okay.
or the fanciest software.
Right.
It's about finding creative ways to use the tools you have to tell better stories,
Okay.
create more immersive experiences, and connect with your audience on a deeper level.
Think about your own Skyjet.
Your own Skyjet.
What unique element can you bring
What technology can you leverage
to your content?
to enhance your storytelling and engage your viewers?
Maybe it's a 360-degree camera,
A drone,
a drone,
a virtual reality headset.
or even a smartphone app
Yeah,
that allows you to create interactive content.
the possibilities are endless.
The key is to think outside the box.
Experiment
Experiment with new technologies
and find what works for you.
and your audience.
Esteban and Hustleman 3.0 have shown us that technology can be more than just a tool.
Yeah.
It can be a powerful storytelling device, a way to create community, and a catalyst for growth.
So, as you embark on your own content creation journey,
Right.
remember their story.
Embrace innovation.
Embrace innovation. Stay true to yourself.
Stay true to yourself.
And never underestimate the power of a good story well told.
And that concludes our depth dive
into the world of Esteban and Hustleman 3.0.
We hope you enjoyed the journey.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll all have our own Esteban.
Our own Esteban.
By our side, helping us reach new heights.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Okay, so get ready for this one, folks, because today we're doing a deep dive that's a little bit different. We're going deep sea, but not in the way you might think.
All right.
You guys sent in this YouTube live stream recording.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it is wild.
I'm intrigued.
It's Hustleman and Eston.
Oh, wow.
You know,
those guys.
Yeah, those guys, the ones with the crazy antics online.
Yeah.
Well, they've got this submersible.
Okay.
They call it the Skyjet.
The Skyjet.
And it's decked out with drones and cameras that would make James Cameron jealous.
Wow. So what are they up to with this high-tech setup?
Well, it starts off like your classic deep sea documentary, you know?
Right.
But with a whole lot more personality.
Okay, I'm listening.
I mean, Hustleman, he's practically bouncing off the walls as they're going down.
I can imagine.
And they capture footage of whales attacking sharks.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
I mean, talk about a David Attenborough moment on steroids.
Really takes it up a notch.
Right. And then you got these giant squid trying to wrestle with the drones.
Oh, no.
Like, seriously. These things are huge.
Wow.
And you've got schools of bioluminescent jellyfish.
Beautiful.
Lighting up the depths like a rave.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It sounds like a visual feast.
Oh, and they stumble across a sunken shipwreck.
Wow.
And they even explore some underwater caves.
That's amazing.
Seriously, it's like something straight out of Jules Verne.
Yeah.
But then...
it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm hooked. What happens?
Hustleman swears he sees a mermaid.
A mermaid? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be freaking out.
I mean, I can't blame him. That's pretty wild.
You're in this murky deep sea environment. The visibility is limited.
Right.
And suddenly Hustleman is describing this humanoid figure moving at incredible speed.
That's interesting.
He's convinced it's a mermaid preying on sharks.
Preying on sharks?
Yeah, he even says it makes eye contact with the camera.
Whoa, hold on a second.
I know, right? This is where things get tricky, right? You're in this deep sea environment, everything's dark.
Yeah.
And who knows what's really out there?
Exactly. I mean...
this could be a lot of things.
Could be a new species, right? Something we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Or could just be a case of mistaken identity.
That's true.
I mean, underwater, light and shadows can play tricks on your eyes, right?
Yeah.
And we know marine life has some incredible camouflage capabilities.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Plus, the footage itself, well, it's pretty grainy and inconclusive from what I've heard.
It is.
So we're kind of left with this, like, tantalizing mystery.
Totally.
Like, what did they really see down there?
It's like the power of perception, you know?
Yeah.
Our minds are trying to make sense of the unknown.
Right.
Especially in environments where our senses are limited.
Yeah.
We tend to fill in the gaps.
Exactly. We try to connect the dots.
And that sometimes leads to these extraordinary claims.
Makes you think.
It really does. Like, how much of what we perceive as reality is really just our own interpretation?
Deep stuff.
It is. It is.
But before we get too philosophical here, things take a darker turn in the live stream.
Oh, no.
They witness a whale being attacked and killed.
Oh, wow.
By a massive shark.
Jeez. Possibly a megalodon?
A megalodon.
Yeah.
Hold on, that's a prehistoric shark,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think Jaws on steroids.
Like the one that's supposed to be extinct?
Extinct for millions of years.
So to even consider it could still be around today,
it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
And the impact of this event on Hustleman and Eston, you can hear it.
Right.
It's palpable. Wow. Like, all the excitement just drains from their voices.
Yeah.
Replaced by this somber awe.
It's kind of a stark reminder, isn't it?
It is.
Of the raw power of nature.
And how brutal it can be.
Even with all their high-tech gear, they're still facing these primal forces.
It's heavy stuff.
It is.
And you can tell it really shook them up.
Yeah.
But then...
in a total change of pace, Hustleman starts reminiscing about this folk tale from his childhood.
Oh, interesting.
The story of the Unala tree.
The Unala tree.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one.
It's fascinating, right? We go from this intense external exploration of the deep sea
Right.
to this sudden internal exploration of memory and personal meaning.
I love that juxtaposition.
Yeah. And the story is about this orphan boy
Okay.
who finds this magical tree that bears fruit.
A magical tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
What's that?
It only bears fruit when he sings to it.
He sings to it. That's cool. What kind of fruit?
We don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
Fair enough.
But the boy, he shares the fruit with his community.
That's kind.
But his generosity isn't always reciprocated.
Oh, that's sad.
And it's clear that this story, it holds a lot of significance for HUSTLEMAN.
I can imagine, especially given what we've already seen.
He remembers it so vividly.
Yeah.
And he gets visibly emotional when Eston starts recalling specific details,
Like what?
especially the chant the boy uses.
Oh, there's a chant.
It goes, grow for the motherless child, grow for the fatherless child, grow for the ones who have none,
Wow.
It's a really poignant chant, isn't it?
It is.
Especially considering HUSTLEMAN's own background.
Right. He grew up as an orphan, didn't he?
Yeah,
So you can see how deeply he connects with the story's themes.
absolutely.
It's all about generosity and hardship.
And navigating a world that isn't always kind.
That's powerful stuff.
It's like this seemingly simple folk tale.
Yeah.
It opens up this window into HUSTLEMAN's psyche.
It's like we're seeing a different side of him.
Exactly.
Like a vulnerability and a yearning for connection.
That you don't always see in his,
His bombastic online persona
makes you realize
makes you realize there's more to him than meets the eye.
so much more.
It's amazing how that Unala tree story just seemed to unlock something in HUSTLEMAN.
It's like this floodgate of emotions and
Yeah.
memories.
Right.
He starts talking about growing up in the Bronx, his early days as a storyteller, even his time in jail.
Wow.
And it's not like, a carefully crafted narrative or anything.
Yeah.
This is raw, unfiltered HUSTLEMAN. So
Interesting.
it's almost stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
But if you listen closely, there are these recurring themes.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
He talks about, the importance of learning from mistakes,
Yeah. Okay.
the power of, I think he calls it destroying before you build.
Destroying before you build.
Yeah, and this idea that true strength comes from within.
Interesting.
He keeps coming back to this idea of being a living legend.
A living legend.
And I have to admit, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. What do you think he means by that?
I think he's contrasting it with the traditional idea of a legend.
Someone who's achieved great fame often after they're gone.
Exactly, but for HUSTLEMAN, it's about achieving success and making a positive impact while you're still alive.
I see. So it's like he's pushing back against that,
That whole live fast, die young mentality.
Right. That surrounds a lot of figures he considers legends.
Yeah, like the rappers, gangsters,
The ones who are no longer with us.
He's advocating for a different path,
Okay.
one that emphasizes longevity wisdom and leaving a positive legacy,
That's pretty powerful.
and it seems tied to his own personal journey
Overcoming adversity.
and striving to make something of himself despite the odds.
Makes sense.
He also has some pretty interesting things to say about work and success.
In this digital age,
Exactly.
it's a whole different ballgame now.
He talks about this shift from what he calls manual labor to autopilot labor.
Autopilot labor, what's that?
Well, he doesn't really define it clearly, but I think he's talking about
How technology is changing the way we work.
exactly.
It's like we're outsourcing our skills to algorithms and machines.
And you can sense this tension in him.
Between excitement and apprehension.
Yeah.
Like he sees the potential of technology, but also worries about the downsides.
Totally. And it's cool how he uses his own experience
Kind of the mixtape DJ.
to explain how to navigate this new landscape.
Yeah, he was talking about the art of being transformative.
Taking something existing and making it your own.
Remixing it, adding your own flavor.
He sees that same creative spirit at play in content creation, entrepreneurship, even personal growth.
That's a great analogy.
And he's all about encouraging his viewers to think critically.
Question everything.
Focus on what they're not telling you.
Right, because there's always more to the story than what's on the surface.
Especially in today's world of information overload.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the echo chambers and filter bubbles.
Exactly.
So it's more important than ever to develop those media literacy skills.
To question assumptions. Be discerning consumers of information.
HUSTLEMAN might be unconventional, but he's got a point.
His approach is definitely not for everyone, but
There's something refreshing about his honesty.
oh yeah, he doesn't sugarcoat anything.
He even dives into some pretty controversial topics.
Like what?
The pitfalls of religion, the importance of facing your karma.
It's like he's constantly urging his viewers to break free from limiting beliefs.
To think for themselves, to embrace a more empowered way of being.
And then there's this whole thing about traveling to other planets.
Wait, what?
He really said that.
Hold on, did I miss something?
He's talking about visiting other planets, interacting with beings who've never even heard of violence or killing.
Whoa, okay.
He contrasts their peaceful existence with the chaos and negativity he sees on Earth.
So is he being literal, or is this some kind of metaphor?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
It's HUSTLEMAN. Who knows?
But it definitely makes you think.
It does.
But, throughout all of this, Eston has been pretty quiet.
Yeah, he's kind of like the calm in HUSTLEMAN's storm.
The voice of reason.
The grounding force.
He's always ready with a scientific explanation or a philosophical insight.
But he's also clearly a supportive friend.
Someone who listens patiently and offers encouragement without judgment.
Your dynamic is really interesting.
You can see how much they care about each other.
Even if they express it in very different ways.
It's that underlying connection that makes their whole back and forth so engaging.
It's a reminder that even in the digital world, human connection is still essential. It's hard to say, right? Is he talking about literal spaceships, or is it more of a metaphorical journey?
I mean, it's HUSTLEMAN. He's always pushing the boundaries.
That's for sure.
But either way, it's like he's trying to get us to think outside the box.
Will expand our perception of what's possible.
Exactly.
He's a master at planting those seeds of thought.
He really is.
And it makes you wonder, if we're really so limited by our earthly perspective.
Right, like what else is out there?
Exactly.
What are we missing?
And the way he contrasts those supposedly peaceful civilizations with all the chaos and negativity we see here on Earth.
It's almost like he's saying we've lost our way.
Like we've become disconnected from something essential.
And that ties back to his whole thing about shadow work.
Confronting our own darkness.
Working towards inner transformation.
It's powerful stuff.
It really is.
So much of what he talks about comes back to personal responsibility.
Yeah, taking ownership of our actions.
Our thoughts, our beliefs.
He's not saying it's easy.
No, not at all.
But he's urging us to,
to face those shadows head on.
And to strive for something better.
So what does all this mean for us?
Yeah, like what are we supposed to take away from this deep dive into HUSTLEMAN and Eston's world?
Well, I think for me, the biggest takeaway is the importance of staying open-minded.
Curious.
Willing to challenge our own assumptions.
It's about expanding our perspective.
Engaging with new ideas.
And sparking our own curiosity.
Because you never know where you'll find those nuggets of wisdom.
And sometimes the most profound insights come from the most unexpected places.
Exactly.
And that's what makes this deep dive so rewarding.
It's not about finding all the answers.
It's about asking the right questions.
And continuing to learn and grow.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those good vibes flowing.
Thank you.